Okay, today we're going to talk about tools with mediumship and connecting to mediumship. And I'm going to do a few things my mother used to do when she was doing readings many years ago. And one of them is Black Bag Mediumship, and I'm going to teach you that. I'm going to teach you a little bit about flame cards and how to do them. And then I'm going to teach you a little bit about Bible readings. My mother used to do these quite a bit when she was in certain areas of the state where people didn't really care about her doing regular readings. That was not good for the church group, but she would do Bible readings, Bible connections to a Bible. And I'll show you how to do that. And you'll say, oh my God, that's easy. That's perfect. That's connection of perfecto. So, well, first of all, we're going to start with the Black Bag readings, the Black Bag Mediumship readings. Black Bag Mediumship readings are a lot like a shaman bag. Shaman, because I do one workshop on spiritual bags, and I'll set up tables with all kinds of stuff on them, and you'll wander through all the tables and pick up the stuff that you feel most comfortable with and place them in that bag. And from what you place in that bag, from the tables, I give you a reading. Now, Black Bag Mediumship is a little bit different. It's a little bit different. All you have to do is get yourself a black bag. It has to be, there has to be a bag that you can't get any light in the bag. Then you fill the bag with whatever stuff that you want to fill it with. These bags I did for one of my classes, and I just filled them with little diamonds, little toys, little things in the bag. And what you do is you fill this bag with stuff that, a lot of this bag, you can use it for people. You can use it for clients, or use it for your own personal benefit. Then you fill the bag with stuff. If it's your personal bag, you should fill it with stuff that has some kind of meaning to you. It has some kind of connection to your psychic vocabulary, okay? Then you reach in there and you pull out your situation for the day, whatever the day is. And I happen to get a white stone. White stones to me signify spirituality, a connection to higher senses of consciousness, a symbol of clearing, of balancing of situations within a person's life. So what you do is you pull out your vibration. You're planning on some kind of reading for yourself. It's like the easy tarot reading. First thing you pull out is your past. Second thing you pull out of the bag would be your present. Last thing you pull out of the bag would be your future. You put them out on the table and you look at them and you see what spirit is trying to tell you. But Black Bag Mediumship is like a seance with a black bag. If you want to have spirit write on something or do some kind of automatic writing during a seance, you'll cover the basket, you'll cover the vibration with a black cloth or put something over it so no light enters that space. So spirit can work, and ectoplasm can work in that space where there's no light getting in that space. So that's why the black bag, nothing's getting into this space, nothing's getting into the vibration. And you have to, when you fill this with what you feel is best for you, what connects to you, what connects to the vibration for you, then remember, the more you use the bag, the more you connect to the bag and you use it, the bag will take on its own energy, its own vibration, its own connection of energy, its own connection of energy and the vibration. So it will take in that vibration of energy, that connection of energy, and the connection. So remember when you're doing Black Bag Mediumship, that connection is very simple. Just make sure that you have that connection to what you personally need in your life, what you personally want, as far as the mediumship, the connection to mediumship, the connection to what's going on with the bag. Because it's like a shaman's bag. It's like when my grandfather used to make us bags, or connect to our bags, connect to our vibration, connect to situations within our lives. The black bag was more, or the shaman's bag was more of, he would place things, or we would go gather things, gather from the woods behind the house. And what we gathered from that bag, what we gathered through that situation, we would put in this bag. We would take it to my grandfather, and he would place it and bless it in a shaman's bag. Then we would keep it on our person, keep it on our vibration, our person within our situation. Right now, the vibration with that is a vibration was the vibration with that is very simple. It's very simple with the situation. Is a shaman's bag is something you use to connect to your higher self. It connects to your spiritual self, your vibration of who you are. The spirit blessing bag, what I use is I collect a lot of things for that. And whatever things you see, and it's usually with mediumship, it's your first thought, first impression, first thought, first impression. So you take a basket, take a bag, and you wander somewhere. Maybe it's on a path, maybe you go to a certain park or a certain vibration and you walk. And then you see something, it catches your eye, place it in the bag. It's the reason why you saw it. It's the reason why you connected to that symbol, that vibration on the ground, or that situation, place it in the bag. Then you create your own little blessing bag, your own little vibration of blessings for you. But the mediumship bag, if you're going to do professional readings with these bags, I think are really cool. What I used to do when I did these professionally, and I did those, I would get small tarot card decks. They have them. They're little decks of cards. They're not that big, little decks. And I would buy a couple of decks of those cards, and I would drop them in the bag. What I would do. Then when I have somebody come in and pick a card or lay out the cards on the table, the way they pulled them out of the bag, and give them a reading from what they were doing with that. But these work really well for personal vibrations. That's why I teach this, because it works really well for personal. As long as you have stuff in here that connects to you. If you get all kinds of stuff you have no meaning or understanding of what it is, probably not going to work that well for you. But it's what you place in the bag. It's for you. It's for your higher growth, your higher vibration. You can just take some little cards and cut some index cards and cut them in little things and put little words on them, put little sayings on them, do what you need to do with those and place them in the bag. Put blessing cards in the bag. It has a lot of situations you can do with it, but it's teaching you, especially when I teach the mediumship, it's more of teaching you how to set your sacred vocabulary, set that vibration within your life, set the situation within your life. So I'm trying to make sure that you understand that what you know of the situation is what you place in the vibration, is what you place into it, what you put into the situation. Everything about mediumship has to be connected to you for one reason. Mediumship is because we are the channel. We are not the end of the reading. We are the channel for the reading. So the information is being channeled through you, through your vibration, through your energy, through your field of existence. And as that energy moves through your being, it propels itself out as your understanding of what it means to you, how it connects to your vibration, how it connects to your vibration within your life. So remember, when you're learning these vibrations, you might not get it right the first time, the second time, the situations within your life. But as you keep working at it, mediumship is a commitment to spirit, a commitment to the spirit world. Every time I give a reading, I thank spirit. I have that commitment that I'm hoping that the information coming through me is going to help you, encourage you, and bless you on your journey. That's what I'm hoping it's going to do. That's what I hope with the mediumship, the vibration that I do, that it's going to help and encourage you. And that's what I ask spirit to do, is to help and encourage the individual that is receiving the reading, and let the information through me be true and exact. Let it be true and exact to the vibration. Another vibration my mother used to do would be Bible readings. Now, my mother used to love King James Version. This was a King James Version. She loved that. And what she would do on the King James Version you can also do this for yourself, is you would take the book and you would let it just kind of look, ask your question, let it fold up, fold it to a page, and let your eyes light on one verse on the page, what that one verse was. So my book turned to Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 1. They say, if a man put away his wife, and she go from him, and become another man, shall be returned unto her again, shall not the land be greatly polluted, but that has haste played the harlot. Ooh, that doesn't even sound good. You return again to me, saith the Lord. Now, if I read that verse, my vibration for how it sets in the vibration situations in my life, it is talking about allowing things to go away from me, allowing things to propel themselves away from my being, allowing new things to appear into the vibration, and allowing what I allow to go away from me to return back to me with a blessing from Spirit. Lord God, it's all about Spirit. It's all about higher self, wife, connection, situations, about that vibration is things that you have within your life. Be wife, family, situations, vibrations, how I read it. Question is due again is things are polluted, situations of vibration. Things, situations ahead of me might not be as good as they should be, and they will come back clean and uplifting and encouraging to me from the Spirit. See, it's how you read the verses and how the book falls. Because when you read the verse, you have to really understand. That's what I was taught in my life. Now, not everybody's going to agree with what I think, but I was taught in my life that this is a guidebook. It's a guidebook for me, guide. The verses in the Bible are going to expel to me what they say to me. If I read verse 14 from one of these things that says, I will pluck up thy idols out of the midst of thee, so will I destroy thy cities. Now I could read this whole verse, this whole situation of how strongholds and witchcrafts of thy hands shall soothsayers. Oh, I turn right to the soothsayers. Oh my God, am I good, huh? But the question here is, when you read this, when you're doing this as a professional reading, the verse that the person turns to, it's not really the verse for them. It's how they have turned. I am sitting here and I'm allowing the book to fall. And what I do is I do the Bible readings for people, and I will place a marker in the Bible of where they had opened the Bible, placed a marker. I will have them open the Bible 3 times. And I will place a marker 3 times. Then when I open the book to the first marker, I will have them point to a passage, point to it. So I'm giving the operator or the person in front of me pick. But the interpretation of what they pick is up to me. It's how I see it, how I read it, and how I connect to it. This also has, when you do this mediumship, it has a connection to me, to you. When I see you from across the table from me, pointing at a verse in the Bible, or another verse, whatever you're pointing to, I'm watching what your energy field does, what your auric field does, what the energy field around you do, what you do when you point to that specific passage, what your energy does, and what the Spirit does behind you. What is going on behind you as you point to the Bible? See, this information, this guidebook, that has been issued on the earth plane. The guidebook is this whole vibration of connecting to senses of connection with yourself, but also a connection with higher self. Meanings from this book in many lifetimes, in many incarnations, you read this book. Maybe in some lifetimes you preached from it. You read from it. You studied from it. You read it under candlelight. You had priests tell you what was in the Bible. So there's always been some kind of connection within your life, probably, of this book. So when you do the Bible readings, it's mostly of connecting to you. And it's all of the tools that I do, and you can read with that, but when you turn the Bible, you allow the Bible just to fall where it may. And it's that first verse, the first verse that your eyes light on. Now, you might read the one verse and say, this really doesn't have a connect. I don't know what then read the verse ahead of it, or read the verse right below it. So you get more of a context of what the verse is trying to tell you. Then figure out what Spirit's trying to tell you from that. It's all psychometry. When you turn that Bible open, there's a reason why you turned it to that page, why your eyes lit on that one verse, why the interpretation of that verse is what you believe it to be. Everything has a meaning. It has a vibrational meaning of how it affects you and brings in these situations into your life. I always tell people to get quiet before they do this, before you read the Black Bag or the Bible. Kind of get yourself quiet, even before you read the flame cards. You take the card or the flame card and you hold it. And you breathe. You center your energy. You center your vibrational energy around you. You bring that to focus within your vibration. So it's how it affects you, how it propels itself in your vibration. Doing these bags, you can do these bags for health. You can put situations in there for health. You can put positive affirmations. And I always explain people that you're doing things in your life, trying to balance the energy and the vibration within your space. Then place something in your space, in your personal space of music. I like playing Louise Hay's 101 Positive Thoughts. So I'll play that through my space, my office, my space where I am. And there's 101 positive thoughts that will radiate through the walls, through the floor, through the furniture, through the vibrations within that space, which clears the energy, which uplifts the energy and places it at a higher vibration. If I argue and fight in the space, or I do something in the space that's a negative energy or a vibration with that, or I put something on television that's very negative and it's filtering itself through the space, that's what you're putting in the space. If you have to understand, if you've got a television room and all you do is watch murder shows, or you watch things on TV that are screaming and hollering and murder shows and different things in the vibration, then that energy of that space will start to take on that energy. It will start to take on that vibrational energy that you have there. But you have to clear the energy every once in a while, especially if you're going to do those kind of shows, those kind of vibrations in that space, because it's going to collect that energy in that space. It's going to collect it. You're going to walk through and go, not too good here. But it's going to collect that vibrational energy that you're placing in that space. So when you're reading these vibrations, you're putting them in motion. You find out it works for you, because not everything I could tell you how the black bags work for me and the Bible readings work for me, and how they personally connect to my vibration, but it's how they connect to you, how they radiate into your vibration. I'm not going to have anybody in my life read the Bible to me, because I know that the Bible is my guidebook. It is my guidebook of how I understand the words to be, how I read the words. Because you got to take consideration, no one has walked in your moccasins. No one has walked the life that you've had in your life. Nobody's maneuvered your life. Nobody has lived your life. And all the circumstances and situations in your life are dwelled within your being. So when you read certain words, they bring up a certain feeling, a certain vibration within you. So you're going to see it in a different vibration or a different light. Same thing with the things you pull out of the bag. Somebody else could come up to you and say, oh, that means that. That's what it means, right? God's truth. That's what it means. But really, you're looking at it going, no, I don't feel that. I feel like it has this meaning. And when I teach the mediumship classes, not everyone is everybody's going to give a reading. Everybody's going to connect to a course of reading. Everybody's going to pick a path, a journey that they're going to take towards the eventual end of the reading. Now, we all start off on the information. But as we make the journey, the interpretation of the message could be different as the person manages their journey. But what the core meaning of the reading should play itself out. If you come to me for reading or somebody else for reading, you'll get the same vibration, maybe different, said differently, conveyed to you differently, but it will be the same meaning of what is to happen. When you're dealing with spirit, or you're dealing with the spirit guides or the spirit teachers or the spirit vibration around you, you're doing this to connect to your higher self, your higher sense of consciousness. Sure, guides follow you, but remember that higher consciousness, that higher vibration that is you, is attached to the spirit world. So when you're in contact with that, you're in contact with all. You're in contact with God, guides, everyone. When you get to that point that you're connected to your higher self. Some of us don't believe that we deserve to be in contact. We don't deserve to hear those people. We don't deserve that. We don't want to. We don't want to listen to them or hear them. So we have to realize, well, what do you really realize that you really want in your life? What do you need as far as your mediumship? I'm going to teach you all these different things with mediumship. How to do the black bags, how to do the spirit bags, how to do all this stuff. But it's according to which one radiates to you, what works for you. You might not do the black bag, but you might think that's kind of cool. It's kind of cool to do the black bag mediumship. Or the spirit bags. The spirit bags is a form of shaman bag. It's people gather their things, through what they propel in that vibration, you give them a reading for what they decided to pick up. Same thing with draw a tree, or draw a tree and sign your name. I give you a clear card. There's no lines on it. And I tell you to draw a tree and sign your name. So I do. And from where you place the tree on the card, what you draw within the tree, what you convey with, you sign your name, where in the proportion of the tree, where on the vibration, where you sign your name, what intricate parts of the vibration you place there, I give you a reading about your life. Because I don't tell you what to draw. I just tell you draw a tree. No, don't tell you what kind of tree. I tell you sign your name. I don't tell you where to sign it, just sign it. And from that, you get to tell people about themselves. And you make that connection to spirit. We're all trying to make that connection to spirit. These are just tools to get your part of your vibration out of the way. They're tools to be used to get your vibration out of the way. They're used for. So it was just to get your one part. That's why people do cards, or they do tools, or situation vibration, because they're busy doing that, which that takes that vibrational part of your brain out of the way, so you can make that connection to spirit. It teaches you. That's what it does. So that's why I'm not against using tools. I know here in Casadega, we aren't supposed to use tools. We aren't supposed to use any kind of tools in our vibration, and I don't. But if I'm somewhere else and somebody wanted me to use tools, I would, if that's what they wanted me to do for them. Because that is what they want. That's what they need to see, or what they need to have to have that connection to the spirit world. But as flame cards, when we do flame cards on vibration, all you really need is a clear card. And you can buy these index cards. I like the larger index cards. They're large. Get them at Staples, Office Depot, something that vibration. Need a small candle. And you just light the candle. Allow that candle to be lit. And what you're going to do is you're going to run this card. Think about whatever you want. Hold it. Do your thing with the card. Hold the card in your hand. Then run the card over the thing. Now remember, the card has to keep moving. It has to keep moving. You can't stop the card. Don't stop the card as you move it over the flame, because if you stop this card as it moves over the flame, the card will start to turn orange, and then you will have a fire. Then you'll burn your house down, and you'll have to tell the insurance company that Mr. Gates and Casadega said to do a flame card, and that caused you to burn your house down. So remember, keep it moving, keep it going over the flame, and you'll see a dark vibration over the card. And when you finish, what will happen is you'll have something like that. Something like that vibration will be in the card. And we kind of look at one part of that vibration, it almost looks like a dolphin, the one corner of it. You're going to see symbols within the card, symbols within the vibration of the card. It'll allow you to give a reading to whoever did the card, whoever had the card in the vibration. But you'll be able to give yourself a reading from what is on the card. And that's kind of what the card looked like. Now you can do, I'm going to do another card here in a few moments, but that's kind of what the card will look like. And you can do a few of these. You can do them on your own and do these cards and then see what you personally get. Because sometimes you get very evidential faces and animals and different things within the card. Used to go back in the day, I still do them when I can get everything pulled together. I do scrotographs. Scrotographs were actually blank film, and I had all the dark room equipment, the chemicals and different things to do it. And you would cut the film, and the people would hold on to the film, hold it on their chest, hold it somewhere in their vibration. And when they were ready, I would develop that film. And then what will happen is on that film, on that clear, undeveloped piece of photo paper, images would appear. It's called scrotographs. And I think we've kind of moved past that at this time in our lives because it's kind of hard to get the chemicals anymore. Can't really find all the chemicals. I can usually find them in Orlando and try to put that together, but we don't really find all the chemicals anymore. The chemicals aren't around anymore, but it's just, then this works really well, and you don't have the smell of chemicals as you're trying to do this and put this together. But this works very well as long as you do it. And it's more of just holding the card, holding the vibration, holding the card, and allowing yourself to go, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is mine. This is what I'm going to do. And I'd like to see this. Whether you want to see a guide, family member, family pet, trying to put that energy out into the spirit world and what you would like to see. Hold it as long as you feel like you need to hold on to the card. Place it on your heart chakra, place it on your third eye, place it anywhere that you feel like that's going to get the most energy if I do that. Whatever you feel, whatever you sense with the vibration. Then you run the card over the frame and make sure the card moves, make sure it keeps moving. If the top of the card starts to turn orange, it means that the fire is getting ready to start. You don't want a fire, but it works very well for connecting to spirit because you just run the card over the flame and you just keep running it over the flame and over the vibration of the flame. And you just keep doing that. And as you do that, you're thinking about what you would like to see in the picture of what's around there and what's on the thing. So you're just thinking about what you would personally like to see, and you just run it as much or as less as you want to run it. And this one's got a little bit more on it. This one's got a little bit more on it. We got a little bit more on it. Almost looks like a face from here. Somebody looking. But this one's got a little bit more on it. I did this a little bit longer. I don't know what it looks like on the thing from there. But these will have images of the vibration, images of how spirit is working. It almost looks like a woman kind of dancing in that vibration with this. But these will take on an energy, a vibration of what you're putting together and what you're doing. And this works very well with trying to get information from the spirit world. It works very extremely well because these will keep developing, because if you do them at home, you can place the ones that you did up on a shelf, place them somewhere, and just allow them to not age like a wine or something, but let them just, because they will keep taking on characteristics. Because every time you look at them, you'll see something different within the vibration, something different. But this is all about allowing yourself to see. These flame cards teach you what symbols that you see within these pictures, what symbols are connecting to you, what symbols are meaning to you, what they mean to you. And when I teach the mediumship, it's a lot. When you teach the mediumship, it's this whole question of, what do you believe? What do you think it is? Because I could tell you what it means to me, but that's not going to make you set your psychic vocabulary. It's not going to let you set that vibration. When I do these readings here, it's the candles too. The candles, candle gazing, candle connection with candles. It's kind of sitting there looking at candle flame and allowing that flame to become as one with you. The candle will take on dimensions, different vibrations with it. The longer you look at it, the longer you place it in motion. Try not to have a whole bunch of other light in a room when you're looking at the candle. Like kind of doing it like in a darker, not really, you have to have a pitch black dark, but a little darker room. And just set the candle on a table out ahead of you and just stare at the candle. When your mind wavers, bring it back to the candle. Bring it back to the flame. The flame will take on characteristics of animals. It will take characteristics of symbols and different things going on with the candle. I learned how to do that in sweat lodges with my grandfather and different people I knew. And we would sit there and look at the smoke and the flame and the different things going on, and the ashes and different things within the sweat lodge. And you would see animals dancing through the room. You would see all this stuff going on. It's focusing on the flame, focusing on the vibrational flame. That's another way to do mediumship. It's another way to connect to your higher self, teach yourself. I know not everybody has that family group that's going to think that you have stepped off the deep end. You decided to do readings. You decided to incorporate your mediumship. Well, some people will think you've stepped off into the dark realm. There's nothing dark about mediumship. There's nothing bad about mediumship at all. What mediumship is a connection to spirit, it's connection to your higher self, connection to spirit. We're all spirit. We're all connected to the higher vibration. We're all connected to God. We're all connected to the spirit world. So all we're doing is getting information from spirit world and information for us. So training yourself to do whatever, these things I'm showing you today, Black Bag, Bible readings, flame cards, reading candles. Then there's another thing I do with candles that people don't do anymore. It hasn't been done, and people don't do it as much as it was done back in the day. And it's called wax readings. Wax readings. I used to do quite a bit of them back in the day, back in the older days, because my grandmother showed me how to do these. And what it was is they took the candles, and You know, they had to read by candlelight. They had to cook by candlelight. And there's a lot of candles around, a lot of candles and the vibration around. And then at the end of the night, or towards night, people would take the certain candles from the room and they would have a bowl of water, and people in the room would ask a question from spirit. The person would take the candle, pick it up, and drop the wax from the candle into the water. As the wax touched the water, it would get cold and form symbols, animals, faces, different things within the water. So you should call it wax readings, but they don't have that much because not everybody's burning candles all the times they're at home. But it's kind of a lost art with candle readings or wax readings. Is I like kind of, if I'm going to do it, I'll get the glass candles, and I'll get different candles like green candles and red candles and orange candles and white candles, whatever candles that I get a group of them, I light them all. Now, I usually like trying to go with the seven chakras, the white, the blue, purple, green, yellow, orange, red. Kind of do the whole chakra system, sit that in front of you. Light all the candles. Sit there, let the candles burn for a little while. Think about what you want to see. What do you want from that? What do you want to see from this situation? And take the candles, whatever you choose. There's not a pattern to this. Not go from your crown to your root, or from your root to your crown. There's not a pattern to this whole vibration. It's just pick whatever candle you feel that you need to pour into the bowl. And you just pour the liquid wax off of it into the bowl. And do that throughout all the vibration of the candles as you pour that wax into the bowl. As you pour that wax into the bowl, you can then see symbols within that vibration. It's almost like a teacup reading. It's almost like teacup reading or coffee ground reading. It's kind of on the same similarity as that. Symbols will appear within the water. Now, if you really want to do something really fancy with it, just take all the things, get yourself a spare little bowl. Don't put it in the water, but take each candle and pour out as much wax as you need in a bowl. Once you get all the wax in that bowl, then drop the wax into the water. Then all the candle wax is mixed together, then drop it into the water. Then see what symbols appear in front of you. After you've asked a question, see what appears in front of you. But that brings a lot of balance, a lot of situations with that. See, there's so many ways to read spirit, to connect to spirit, whether it's through wax readings, through candle readings, through flame card readings, or spirit card readings, so through the Black Bag Mediumship, through the Bible readings, through the tarot card readings, through crystal readings. It's through all this vibration, with all this connection of how we maneuver ourselves in the vibration, what you feel works for you. Now, one of these things I'm teaching you today, you might go, that's perfect. That's right down my alley. That's exactly what I want to do. Then do that. Connect to that vibration, connect to that situation. You know, when I teach this, it's because spirit really wants to speak to you. They really do. That's why they're there. That's why you handpick them. That's why they gather around you. That's why spirit walks around you. That's why spirit connects to you. Had somebody ask me today, said, well, listen, they're all around me. Don't they have anything to do? Aren't they doing something on the spirit side of life? Well, I mean, I think on the spirit side of life, we can multitask. We don't have to be, we're not always need to be in one spot at one time, but we can travel from different situations as we are needed. Not all the spirits will show up in your life because you want them. Spirits will show up in your vibration because those are the ones you need for this particular moment in your life. It's vibration. So it's when you're doing the readings, when you're connecting to these readings or these connections, where you do them, they're mostly because the information you're going to get from what you do with this is what you need today, what you might need tomorrow, what you need at this given moment in your life. That's the guides that will show up. Those are the guides that manipulate whatever you're putting in front of you so you can see a picture of what's going on around you now, in this moment, in this vibration, in this connection of who you are. But that's why I love showing these different forms that I've learned in my life. I've had a lot of training from relatives and people in my life of how to do these and how to connect to these. I had so many people doing these readings with rocks and pebbles. My grandfather used to send you out to grab 5 rocks. I don't know why 5 rocks, but 5 rocks. And they had to be different. They couldn't be the same rock because he'd send you back out. So you would gather 5 rocks, 5. That was his number, 5. Because I thought it was made to be for body, mind, and spirit. And the other part 2 rocks were for God and future. So I knew that these rocks had a meaning, and we would gather our rocks, bring them in front of my grandfather, and he would set them down the way he thought they should set. And from that, he would tell us a story. He would tell us a story of our lives before we entered this lifetime. So it was kind of really cool the way it was. And us as little kids, we just thought it was awesome. Grandpa was reading us something. But it was something that I always remembered, the rocks and how he sorted them and how he placed them, how he understood where we were coming from and where we were going. So those rocks were something that we could understand because we picked them up. We went out and got them. We went out and found them around our house. Another reading my mother used to have us do is, I know we're in summertime now, she didn't have us pick up leaves, she didn't have us pick up sticks, she didn't have to pick up anything else. What she would have us do, go out with a piece of paper and a pencil and have us walk through the neighborhood. Flowers were out. Flowers were out. What were the colors that we were seeing that were affecting us, that we saw first view of? What affected us? What affected us as we made our journey around the neighborhood? And out of the colors, the vibration of the flowers that we saw, we envisioned, we got a reading. I think today we just lose sight of stuff because things are happening around us all the time. It's synchronicity most of our lives. But if we just sit and take a moment to take a breath, take in the view around us, take in the view, and then see what's trying to be shown to us, what's being shown to our vibration. When we walked the dog this morning, it was a cardinal, a beautiful red cardinal, flew right in front of me. Not too far down the road, there was this very large black crow crowing at us, just making noises at me. And when I walked down further down the path, there was one of the sandhill cranes. So within Short Rock, I had a cardinal, crow, sandhill crane. Well, 2 were kind of the darker color because the black crow and the gray sandhill crane with the red on it. Also, the cardinal was red. So we had all these colors and these animals showing up in front of me this morning on the walk. So I tried to figure out what the crow and the sandhill crane and the cardinal kind of meant. What was Spirit trying to show me? What was Spirit trying to teach me? And I kind of look at life as a teachable moment. It's always teachable. It's where we go, where we communicate to, what we do in our lives, what we connect to, what we do. It's always a teachable moment, a teachable vibration within our lives. So we have to look at that. We have to connect to that situation within our lives. Teachable. So when you're doing these readings, these connections to Spirit, what is the teachable moment that Spirit is trying to teach you? How are they trying to communicate with you? Is it through birds? Is it through something you see on the ground? Is it something you pass on the street as your commute back and forth to work? Is it your dream state? Are you getting information within your dream state? What are you seeing? What is conveying itself to you? These just give you the black bag, these things give you a focus point, a focal point to what you're looking for. Give you a focal. But if you just allow yourself to say, hey, I'm open. I'd like to know information. And what are you trying to tell me? That allows spirit to work in that direction. And then watch for the repetition, the vibrations, the situations within your life. But remember, these tools are for you. They're for your connection, your vibration with you, your connection to your higher self, your vibration. So I want you to understand that I can teach these and put them in your vibration for you, but still the one who incorporates it and brings it to a strong connection within your being is you, not me. I could teach you how to do it, but it's you continually doing it or working on it or working at this situation. You build the energy with psychometry, you build the energy stronger, which then it becomes a stronger vibration for you, allows you to understand that. Now, a lot of these things I did as a kid, teenager, in my 20s. I don't do all these readings all the time anymore. I don't do them as much as I used to. I do other things. I've grown into my mediumship to what I do. I don't do all these. But these tools are to help you grow into your mediumship. They're there to do. That's where they're there and they're connected to that vibration for you. As I said here one time, I said, when you meditate, when you get quiet, when you meditate, your animals in your home will find you. They will search you out, to lay next to you, to be in your vibration, to be in that sense of vibration, of that connection to the spirit world. When you meditate, when you get quiet, animals come. They want to lay on your lap. They want to lay at your feet. They want to be near you. When you're meditating and getting quiet within your life and making that connection to spirit, they want to be there. When you want to set your dreams, we all travel in the spirit world at night. We all make that journey, whether we believe it or not, whether we understand that we do or not. We do make a journey every single night. We leave our body, we go out, we venture through the spirit world. Now, we might not remember all our little trips, all our little journeys here, but if you start setting your dreams by focusing your intent on remembering them, setting the dreams before you lift your feet up and go to sleep, you're going to have a moment. You're going to have situations like that are going to be very vivid for you. And remember them, and you're going to be able to get information from them. It's another way to get information. But you're just watching. So my thing for you this week would be simple. Watch. Ask your guides a question. Ask them a question. Then go about your day. But watch what is repetitious with you. What is the repetition that is happening? What is spirit trying to show you? Look for that. Look for spirit working in that direction. You don't want to be to the point that spirit has to break the duct tape or start calling guides in to drag you to it. Might as well have the information before you get to the point that your guides want you. So allow yourself to be watchful of what's happening in front of you. Spirit will help you. Spirit will take extremely, extremely good care of you. Because you are their project. Let's put it that way. You handpick them, they followed you here. They're to protect you, they're to guide you, they're to allow you to live your life lessons, the challenges that you wanted in this lifetime, to move forth in your life. Your free will and choice is more of the path you choose, not the destination that has already been chosen. But the path you choose in your life is your free will and choice. And the information we get in our lives is not telling us all about the destination. Because if we all knew about all the destinations that we had to get to in our lives, we might miss some of them because, oh God, I'm never going there. I'm not going to go to do that. But it's the thing that we chose to do. But how we arrive at that particular moment of our lives is what Spirit tries to help us with. Not because we're not going to arrive. It means we are going to arrive at that. We are going to venture to that situation, but it's how you personally choose to arrive there in that situation. That's how Spirit's going to work for you. And I think I'm done for today on all the tools and things today. I'm glad you guys tuned in to hear this. It'll be on YouTube, and I want you to start working at something that gets your attention. Maybe something I did today, something I put in motion today, or something else. Maybe there's something else you do, and have Spirit talk to you. Maybe there's something you can incorporate within your own personal spiritual growth. Now, most of these tools I showed you today you don't have to share them with everybody in the world. You don't have to have a class and do readings with them, but use them as your own personal vibration, especially the flame cards. Light a candle, put the flame card over, and see what kind of symbols and different things you get within the card. What kind of symbols you get within that card. What is Spirit trying to explain to you personally? Same thing with the Bible. Or a book. It doesn't have to be a Bible. It could be just a regular book. Turn to a specific page and look at a specific paragraph and read it. What is that paragraph telling you? It doesn't have to be the Bible. It could be any book you pick up. Turn the book to a page. So just turn to a page. Just automatically just turn the page. Ask the question, turn the page. You'll get your answer. It works very well also. But it doesn't have to be a Bible. My mother just liked reading Bible because we were kind of down here in Bible Belt, and she would go places that people would not come up to her table because she was reading rocks, reading tea leaves, reading coffee grinds. She was doing all kinds of readings within her booth, but she had a nice little sign set up there with a little picture of the Bible, said Bible readings here, and people, these strong Christian women and men, would sit down and get a reading with my mother not because she wasn't doing mediumship, because she was doing Bible readings. And she still got the message across, even though she was doing Bible readings, because they would sit down and talk to her because, she was reading from the Bible. She can't be all that bad. So I used to laugh with that because they wouldn't come near her with the one booth with the rocks and tarot cards and everything else. But if you set up in a Christian community and had this nice little booth and wrote on she had a little sign in front of her, Scripture Bible readings from Spirit. Her booth wouldn't even get empty. It would stay full all day, even though we were in this massive thing. And she used to read outside a lot of times outside of my father's tent revival and have a little booth set up outside the tent revival, and people would come in and get readings from her. So the question here is a lot of stuff we can do in our lives. So what would match the situation within our lives? Trust yourself. You'll find your gift. You'll find what works for you, what fits the vibration for you, and hopefully you find that connection, your personal connection, that personal phone line to the spirit world. And you don't have to do everything else, but you just answer the phone and talk to Spirit, so they can help you, so they can guide you on direction in your life. Because they're always guiding you. You might say, well, I don't talk to Spirit. I don't want to talk to Spirit. I don't care. I don't want to. Well, they're still guiding you. They're still nudging you. They're putting people in your way. They're doing situations in front of you to guide you down the path. Whether you understand it or not, you are being guided every day to a space, but your choices of how you maneuver that space is up to you. If you get all upset and discouraged about the situation, then you might be dragged. They might be duct taping you. There might be a little screaming and hollering as you get pulled down the path. But they will propel you to where they feel like you need to be. But the destination has to come. You have to get to that destination, whether it be calm, easy, comfortable, or being dragged halfway across the field to get to that destination. You will still get there. And why you get the information is to help you on your journey to that destination, to understand what you need to do to get there without losing a lot of stuff within your own life of getting to that particular moment. So trust yourself. That's it. Have faith in yourself, trust yourself, and be patient with yourself. There's no sense of getting upset with yourself if you don't get it, first of all. Keep working at it. Keep working at it till you find something that like, oh, I'm getting information now. Didn't work at that. Work at that vibration, and it should work quite well for you. And I want to thank you for listening to me today. And next week, I think we're doing something else next week. No, we're not doing anything next Thursday. Remember that. I will be in the villages. So I will not be here to do this. I'll be doing a large service up in the villages for the parapsychology group up there. So I will not be here to do this next Thursday. So if you tune in, I might not pick up, but I'm probably going to try to tape the thing up in. I'm going to try to tape the thing up in the group up there, and I'll post that on my YouTube channel of what I do up in the group up in Gainesville. I'm going to try to. Last time I tried to do it, I moved too much, so it didn't pick me up. So I'll try to do that this time. And I want to thank you for tuning in today, and thank you for being part of the group today. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.